In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how I was able to raise 8 million naira in 3 months to fund my master's program in the UK. And I was able to do this without borrowing money from any bank or from any individual. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Daniel. I'm an international student here in the United Kingdom and I share videos on how to study abroad. So if this is the first time on this channel, please click on the red subscribe button below. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you guys for being a part of this family. Thank you for the likes, thank you for the views, thank you for the comments, and thank you for sharing my videos. I really appreciate you for being a part of this family. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how I was able to raise funds to fund my master's program in the UK. And now, guys, I have to be very sincere with you. Before I start this video proper, I need to say this. Now, studying the UK is a capital intensive project. Like, it's just like you planning to build a house and there's a need for you to sit down, count the cost, and be strategic about your plans on what to do, how to do what, and all of that. So it's really a capital intensive project that you need to be meticulous about, especially if you're coming into the UK as a self-sponsor student. Probably you don't have parents or guardians who are willing to sponsor you financially. It's a really capital intensive project. Now you need to plan ahead and be strategic about your plans. Now, I'd always had the intention of studying the UK, so I'm going to give you guys a backstory of how it all started. Now, in 2015, I graduated from a state university in Nigeria. Now, I studied biochemistry and I graduated with a first class honors. Now, upon graduation from the university, I started getting advice from lecturers, friends, and so many other people around me telling me that, oh, with a first class honors, you can get scholarship to study abroad. Now, as a young graduate, I was excited, super excited. I had a future I was actually looking forward to, but a lot of things happened. Now, after graduating from the university, I had to wait for a couple of about a year before going for service. And while I was waiting, now I started applying to different schools in the United States. I applied to schools in Canada, in Australia, seeking scholarship to study in those countries. Now, after applying in so many countries to so many universities in different countries, I got a lot of rejection mail. Like, I just keep getting rejection mail. Now, it's recently, about a year ago, I discovered so many of the mistakes I made in those applications. Now, apparently, I was applying without having a proper guide. That's very important. If you're seeking scholarship to study abroad, it's very important for you to get someone or get a group where you can get adequate information on how things should be done or how you should go about things. There were certain qualifications, there were certain exams I needed to write before applying, but I was not well informed. I didn't seek enough knowledge, so I was just applying blindly, and I kept on getting rejection mail. Long story short, I didn't get any of the scholarship. Now, so in 2016, when I was just at home, doing some I won't use the word menial jobs, like I was teaching and the pay was unreasonable, to be sincere with you. But I still had the intention to study abroad. Now, after trying scholarship and it wasn't working, I had to speak to some family members and people I felt could sponsor, and nobody was able to sponsor. So even those that were able, that were willing to sponsor, they had no capacity. So, and I applied to universities and the tuition fee were high. Like, by the time I gave people that wanted to sponsor me, they were like, wow, this is a lot of money. They were able to, push the funds out. So obviously I couldn't get scholarship and I couldn't fund my program abroad. And I had always had a dream to study abroad. So it didn't work. So obviously it didn't work. I didn't have enough funds. I was broke. So in 2017, I went for my youth service and I spent a year, how much was the government paying? 19,500 as at that time to youth corporals. So I did that for a year. Now, while I was in one of the eastern states in Nigeria, I still had the intention that I want to study abroad. It's either abroad or nothing. But I had a dream, but there was no money to fund the dream. So, but I'd always wanted that, even as at that time. So I started trying to save up funds. Now the government was paying us 19,500. Now, to thinking of it now, £19,500 is like 19,500 naira is about 25 pounds. Like, I was earning £25 in a month. That's so busy, so funny. Anyway, so that's by the way. So I was serving and the government was paying 19,500. So because I needed enough funds, remember the plan is to study abroad after service. So I started doing some extra jobs. I started working with schools, started doing part-time lesson teacher for certain students and all of that. So I was actually getting funds from different sources. I think I had about 4 different streams of income as at that time. So all in the name of saving to study abroad. So 1 year went by after my youth service. I left Anambra State back to Lagos State in Nigeria, and I had about 200,000 naira in my account saved to study abroad. Remembering this is actually very funny. Now I had 200,000 naira in my account to, you know, as my savings to study abroad. Obviously, that's enough. That alone is not even enough for my flight ticket. So I still couldn't push with my desire. So I started applying to Nigerian universities for my master's program. Now, after getting back to Lagos, December 2017, I I was trying to get a job. At least, obviously, I still need some more funds to the 200,000 I've saved already to process my study abroad and all of that. So I started trying to get a job, and Nigeria actually frustrated me. Like, I applied to numerous companies in Nigeria, in Lagos to be precise, and it's that I get a rejection mail, or I don't even get a response at all. So at the point I start feeling, I said I'm not qualified enough. Like, I've got a first class in biochemistry, and I feel I've got what is required to get these jobs. But unfortunately, none of the jobs were coming forth. For 1 year, there was no good job coming forth. So then, I think a month after I finished my NYC, I got a job with a recruitment agency. Just say recruitment. I mean, I got a job with a writing agency rather. Now, I was earning 40,000 per month. That was in 2018 January, and 40,000 is about £60 in a month. And I've got schools offering me admission for as high as £12,000. £12,000, £60 earning in a month. How many years is it going to take me to save up enough funds to go for my master's program abroad? So I had no option, obviously. So I kept on with the job. I was on the job for about 9 to 10 months. I was earning 40,000 per month. Obviously, 40,000 is not enough, and I still kept on saving. I was saving quite a lot from the earning because I was still living with my parents at that time. So I was not paying for feeding. I was not paying for accommodation. I was transportation. It was very close to where I live, so I could actually walk down there. So I was able to save up enough. I think from the 40,000, I was saving about 35,000 naira every month. Now, at the end of 2018, in 2019 January, I got a good job with a bank in Nigeria, like one of the leading banks in Nigeria, and the pay was very good, like very, very good. Now, as at the time I got a job, my savings was close to about 4,500, about half a million as at that time, because I was very stringent and meticulous about my savings. Like, I was saving almost 90% of what I was earning. So I had about half a million at that time. I got a job in Lagos with one of the leading banks, and the pay was very good. Now, prior to the time I got the job, I started a website. It's like we provide writing service and also create online courses for different fields, ranging from digital marketing to website design and so many other things. So I built the website. I pushed in content on the website. So when I started working in the bank, January 2019, I had 2 businesses that were running. I've got 2 websites, iCourses Academy and iWriters Research Hub. So I've got 2 businesses that were running, and I got a job with a bank. So the bank was paying me well, like very well, and the pay was quite much that it was far beyond my, should I say, my lifestyle. Like, I've got a lot of funds, but my lifestyle is quite stringent, and I'm always very meticulous about my funds. So then I started saving up again as usual. So this time around I was earning in 6 figures, like I had enough money. So I was saving almost 90% of my earnings. Now, one thing that is very important, especially if you're planning to study abroad and you need to save up funds for yourself, is that you need to be able to prioritize your needs at that time. Now, I had enough funds to get an apartment of over half a million, and I was not going to feel it. Like, I had a lot of incomes. When I was working with the bank, I had 3 other streams of income aside from the funds I'm getting from the bank as an employee. Now, despite having a lot of funds coming into my account every day, every now and then, I was still meticulous about my spendings. Now, Instead of getting an apartment of over half a million, I decided to go down to a local place in Lagos, got an apartment at a very cheap rate. Now, because I had a goal in mind, of course, I've gotten a good job, which has been my dream and is the dream of most young persons in Nigeria. But I had a bigger dream, which was to study abroad. Like that was all I wanted as at that time. So the money was coming. I was being diligent with my work, and I was saving aggressively. Like I was saving aggressively, still meeting my basic needs, my feeding, my accommodation, basic need, get some clothes, dress well, the banker style, dress well and look good. But I was still very, very meticulous about my savings. So I was saving 90% of my earning. Now I was getting earning from my first website, which is iWriters Research Hub. Orders were coming in every day. Like I keep getting funds coming into my account every day. I was getting orders for my second website, which is iCourses Academy. People were buying courses. I was creating videos. People were buying most of those courses, and funds were coming in every day. I was getting paid as a website designer. I was designing website for small brands. I was getting paid for that, and I was working as a banker in Nigeria. Like imagine working as a banker in Lagos. You know how stressful that is. So I was working as a banker and I was earning a lot of money. But every of my money, I was pushing it into money market. Now, money market is like, I won't call it savings, but it's like savings that has interest. So you can just Google money market and read about it. So I was putting my funds with AXA Mansard at that time. So in 2019 January, I started putting the funds. Remember I said I had half a million on ground already. So I kept that half a million as my capital, like the start for the start of my savings. And at that time, the rate is terrible now, but at that time when I started in 2019, the rate was about 13% per annum. So my money was not just there, it was going, at least it wasn't much though, but at least it was going. So whenever I get my salary at the end of the month, I take out the amount I'm going to spend for my day-to-day activity, like my monthly expenses. I put the funds in a separate account. Then the rest of the money, I push it into the money market investment. I check my business account also. I see how much I make for the month. Take out the expenses for the website hosting and some other business expenses. Then the rest of the funds, I push it into the money market investment and lock it. So I don't have access to the funds. So I locked the funds there. It's not, it can't be taken off. So I locked it there. So the little I have on me, I manage as much as I can. I live well, eat what I want to eat, and be I was good. So I kept on saving that way because I knew it was really going to be a lot of funds for me if I really want to pull the stone up. So I kept doing that every month. Like I was saving a lot of money. Like I don't want to call the figures I was saving every month, but they were quite a lot of money. So I started saving January 2019. That's when I started putting the money and the funds in the money market instrument. So the money kept on going every month. Now, when I got a job with the bank in 2019 January, I had to move from my parents' house to get an apartment in Lagos. And if you live in Lagos, you know how expensive it is to live in Lagos. So the accommodation was quite expensive. If I had to get accommodation at that time, I would have deep into my initial savings. Now, thankfully, I had a client that I did a job for about 3 months earlier, and was like, "Oh, you're a very bright guy. How come do you want to work in a bank? Blah 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 and all of that." So then I had no zeal to work in a bank. So I think he offered me to work in a particular bank. I said, no, I don't want to work in a bank. Eventually, I got a job with another bank. So I told him about the story and I was like, oh, come live with me. So he accommodated me for 1 year. Now, there's certain people that God will send to your life that will help you even without giving you money. Now, the fact that he gave me an accommodation for free for 1 year actually helped me to also save. So he didn't give me money directly as, oh, take this money, but he paid a very important, without him even knowing, he played a very, very important role in me able to raise up enough money to study abroad. Now, he gave me an accommodation for free for 1 year, and it really helped me. Like, I wasn't paying rent. Instead of paying rent, I was pushing the money into my savings to, process my plan to study abroad. So after 1 year, I had to get an accommodation outside. I started paying for accommodation in Lagos, which was quite a lot of money, to be sincere. Now, so 2019, after I kept on saving all through 2019, I started saving again in 2020. Now in 2020, I was like, okay, I've had few millions of naira in my account, and I felt it's time for me to study abroad. So I applied. I applied to three schools. I applied to Edinburgh. I applied to Sunderland University. I applied to I think Birmingham University. Yeah, Birmingham University. I applied to those three schools. So I got admission from the schools, and I checked the tuition fee and converted to my own country's currency. That's naira, and I've not even gotten to half of the money I needed to study abroad. So I have savings a few millions, but it's definitely not enough to fund my study in the UK. So I had to reject the offer I was given at Edinburgh to study masters in biomedical sciences. So I didn't take up the offer because obviously I had no funds. So I just kept on saving up, kept on with my normal routine, push my funds in my money market investment, just to ensure that the funds keeps growing and all of that. So now, I was very strict. That's why I said, if you want to study abroad, you need to be, except you've got parents that can afford to send you abroad or sort your bills. If you are planning to do that yourself, then it's very important for you to be able to sit down and plan your finances. You need to be strategic about your finances and very disciplined. Like sometimes I would see clothes that probably cost 40,000 naira, and obviously I've got enough funds to buy those things, but I just tell myself that guy, it's not time for this yet. You're still gonna buy these clothes, but not now. These funds, they've got things in that they are actually meant for. So I'll just take off my eyes from it, and just go for the clothes with lesser price, and just look good and move on with life. So it was really a lot for me for 2 years. Like about, yeah, close to 2 years. I was very stringent with my finances. Like I was very disciplined, extremely disciplined with my finances. So in September 2020, yeah, in September 2020, I said that okay, I think it's time for me to go abroad. I haven't got enough funds, but I need to push this through. Like I needed to push this through. So at that time, I decided I was going to liquidate. So I had gotten admission to the University of Sunderland for a 2 years MBA program. Now because I was in the banking system for about 2 years, so I decided to switch career from sciences to business. I'm going to share a video on how I was able to transit from biochemistry to business administration. That's a video, and that I'll be making a video for that. So in September 2020, I said okay, it was time for me to move, and also from push from a friend that kept telling me, Daniel, you need to leave this country, you need to explore the world and all of that. So I decided I was going to leave Nigeria. So I had to push my funds together. So the first thing I did was to liquidate the money I had in my money market investment. At that time, the rate was really getting poor, so I was not bothered about still leaving the funds because it wasn't going the way it used to when I started. So I requested that I wanted to liquidate my investment. Then the little finances, the little funds I've got in my business accounts, I also pull them out to a particular account. So at that time, when I was planning to process the whole admission thing, I after pulling the funds from every of those sources, I had exactly 8 million naira in my account. Now, 8 million naira in my account. Remember, I already applied. I've been given a conditional admission letter. I needed to pay deposits and all of that. So the first thing I did was I decided I was going to pay £8,000. My tuition fee was £15,000. So I decided I was going to pay £8,000. On getting to the bank, I had 8 million naira in my account. £8,000 as at that time, I think the equivalent was about 5.5 million naira. So just to pay deposit alone, from 8 million naira I had in my account, 5.5 million naira disappeared from the account. So I had about 2.5 million naira left. And remember, to study abroad, you need to, after paying your deposit, you're still going to pay for some things. I did tuberculosis tests. I had to pay for visa. The visa processing, see, trust me, when I say that to study abroad, it's a capital intensive program, like a capital intensive project. I'm not joking. Now, my visa processing alone cost me about 1.3 million naira because I had to pay for the IHS IHS fee for 2 years, which was close to about 1,000 plus. That's almost 900,000 naira. I had to pay for the visa fee. That alone cost me about over 1.3 million naira. To cut long story short, by the time I was done with the whole processing, The 8 million naira I had in my account in September remained, it was left, I was left with about 700,000 naira in December. 8 million naira in September 2020. The balance of my account statement in December, after I had applied for visa, was about 700,000 naira. Remember, I had not processed accommodation at that time. I had not, I haven't bought tickets, plane tickets at that time. Living expenses, the food I was going to chop when I reach Obodo Yimbo, I haven't gotten it yet. And I had just 700,000 naira left in my account. That's about just £1,000 left. So obviously I needed to push through. I got to a stage where there's no return. So I got my visa in January 2021, and I had to rally around, started requesting for some of the benefits, for starting up some of my investments. I had to, push out funds from some of the other investments I had on ground at that time to be able to fund my ticket fee and every of these expenses, from paying off my tuition fee till I was able to get my funds for my flight. I sponsored everything from my own funds without getting funds anywhere. Now, it was quite a lot of money, and it really gives me joy. One of the things I'm so grateful for about 2021 was the fact that I was able to pull such funds. The plan didn't start in 2020. The plan had started years before. Now, it was a great joy in my heart that I had the plans in 2015, and in 2020, I was able to pull my dreams from my own funds, like the funds I made for myself. Like, I was able to self-sponsor myself to study in the UK. Like, it's one of the greatest, or one of my greatest achievements so far. Like, I'm so excited I was able to pull that. It was quite a lot of money, but it is what it is. You just have to get it done. And it was quite a lot of money. And one thing, by next month I'll be 1 year in the UK, and trust me guys, I can tell you with so much confidence that it was the best decision of my life at that time. Like, I made the best decision. Like, I'm just barely 1 year in the UK, and I'm grateful I made that decisions. The things that had happened over the last 1 year, how my online businesses had grown over the year, how I was able to pay up the balance of my tuition fee, I was able to, the things that I could not afford back in Nigeria, that things I could afford now. Now, it was a decision that I made out of so much pain. I was living a good job in Nigeria. I was living certainty for uncertainty, coming to the UK to start afresh without knowing what is in stock for me. But it was really a very good decision. I'm glad I made that decision. So guys, this will be the end of this video. Now, I make this video specifically to inspire someone out there. Now, it's 2022 and so many people have got plans. Now, if you're planning to study abroad, now, if you think you've got enough funds, or you can raise enough funds to study abroad, then you need to be disciplined about your finances. Have a plan and run with the plan. Now, if you know there's no way for you to get funds, and you've got what's required to get a scholarship, then start applying for scholarship. Be very disciplined about it. Apply. Write, if it's for you to write GRE or write TOEFL or IELTS, start planning for those exams and get those exams done with. Now, I came into the UK as a self-sponsored student. I paid my own funds. Now, one of my friends called me some weeks back to inform me that he just got a scholarship with from university in the US. So he's going to the US as on full scholarship, and also I think he got a graduate assistant job with the university also. Now, we've both got our dreams achieved, but different ways. Now, I was able to raise funds to sponsor myself. He couldn't raise funds, but he was meticulous about his scholarship. Like, he kept applying to different universities. He had a first class also. He kept applying to different universities, and voila, he just got a scholarship. And now he's going to the US in a few days' time. So your dreams are valid. All you need to do is, have a plan and run with the plan. Like, avoid every distraction. Just stay committed and disciplined with those plans. So I hope this video is helpful. If it is, please click on the like button. Put in the comment section what you think, any videos you want me to make, and please also share the video. And if it's your first time here, guys, come on, click on the red subscribe button below to become a part of this family, as I will be pushing out more valuable videos on this channel. And if you're returning subscribers, you guys are the real MVP. I really appreciate you guys for being a part of this channel. Thank you very much, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.